Angela Sage Larsen, the author of the 50s Chicks books, and this is a video interview with Novel Novice. I've always loved to tell stories through pictures, painting and drawing, and also through words. Actually, the inspiration for 50s Chicks came from some drawings I did of 5 very different girls. And they were in 1955. One of them was obsessed with Hollywood and the movies. Another was a tomboy. Another was a homemaker who loved to babysit and sew and cook and make things. Another one was really concerned with social issues. And then another one was very artistic and loved to paint things. So I thought it would be really cool to get to know these girls in 1955. But then I thought, what would these girls think of modern day? What would they think of the technology and the computers and the cell phones and how much things have changed socially? So I started to think about having them time travel to present day and how completely out of sorts they would feel trying to find who they are but still be true to their 1950s values. The 1950s in America is considered by many to be a golden era that we will never see again. The country was just coming out of World War II, which was just coming out of the Great Depression, and for the first time people were really experiencing prosperity and success like never before. People were living the American dream. Well, at the same time, there were a lot of social issues really coming to a head. There were women's rights, and there was racial equality, and there was a lot of stuff under the surface. But the 1950s was so much about conformity and fitting in. Well, fast forward to modern day, where there's really a focus on individuality and uniqueness. So I thought it would be fun to compare and contrast with the 50s Chicks characters what it would be like to try to fit in, but at the same time still try to find your individuality. So this story is really about their quest of finding their place not only within themselves, but with each other and within society. I had so much fun writing the whole book that it's really hard to choose a favorite part. But I can think of 2 things that kind of tie for first place. One of my favorite parts is the scene where Beverly is playing baseball for the boys team and she plays shortstop. I had a lot of fun writing that because my husband helped me write it. So we got to visualize what it would be like for Beverly to play on the boys team, and we visualized specific plays that she made, and it was really fun. It feels really real, and hopefully the readers can really feel the excitement of the game that she was playing in. The other scene that I really loved writing and that I also like reading is towards the end of the book. I don't want to give too much away, but the 50s Chicks all go to a school dance, and when the DJ plays Rock Around the Clock, they throw their shoes off and they kind of have their own sock hop, and that was a really fun part to write and read. Well, my proudest moment actually started out as my most depressing and frustrating moment, because I had just finished writing the book and I was so excited and so happy, and I was really just thrilled to be done with the book. But when I gave it to my editor to read, she came back to me and she said that there were some major holes and she was asking for a rewrite. Well, I was pretty ticked off and I fumed about it for 2 days, and then I finally decided that I would listen to her suggestions. And so what I did was write down on index cards every character and all their qualities and all their different traits, and I also wrote down all the plot lines and different storylines in the entire 5-book series. And then I pinned those index cards to the wall, and suddenly I could see how all 5 books and the overarching story all fit together. So then I rewrote the book with all this new information I had discovered, and then I was really happy with the book, and my editor loved it too. I was really glad that I finally allowed myself to be humble enough to do the work and do the major rewrite. I think it's worth it. Before a book is published, it feels like it's going to be the best thing that could ever happen to you. But then, once the book is published, it takes a lot of humility and a lot of courage to realize that people all over the country and all around the world are going to be reading your story. It takes just as much humility to take praise as it is to receive criticism. But besides all that, it's really fun to have a book published because what you get to do is share with the readers your characters and their hopes and dreams and victories and challenges, and all of a sudden it feels like there's a bond with whoever is reading the book. It's like you get to go on a journey together. And that's pretty cool. Definitely. Right now, I'm writing the third book of the 50s Chicks series, and there are 5 books planned. And I'll let you in on a secret. The third book is my favorite. Of course, I say that about every book that I'm currently writing, but still, it's going to be a lot of fun to find out what happens to the 50s Chicks. So I already have another series that I've written and illustrated, and that's published. And then I have tons of ideas for more books, more series, and I even have some outlines for screenplays and other stories that I can't wait to tell. So even if I wasn't making a living as a writer, I would still be doing it for fun.